The message is quite simple, but the distortion was very intentional. Star Smart, please talk to us.
Yes, worthy of a laugh. Well, that is the video of President Sacco that has been making rounds on social media due to a very ill intent media manipulation causing controversy online. Well, in this recent and troubling turn of events, the video of President Samuel Ikome Sacco addressing the Amazonian people has been manipulated and misrepresented, creating a misleading narrative. The original speech, which called for an end to internal conflict amongst Amazonia, has been deliberately taken out of context by isolating the reinterpret reinterpreting portions of the address. Some have spread the false claim that President Sacco was advocating for a unilateral ceasefire by the Amazonian State Army while La République du Cameroon continues its aggression. This distortion of President Sacco's message reflects a very dangerous trend in media manipulation aiming to confuse, divide, and discredit Amazonia's leadership and its struggle for liberation. Going to the original message versus the manipulative media message, President Sacco's speech was a call for unity and an end to infighting, as you would call it, amongst Amazonians, recognizing that internal divisions can undermine the liberation movement. He urged Amazonians to channel their energy towards their shared goal of independence. The message of peace and solidarity has now been twisted to suggest that he called for a ceasefire against La République and calling for unity, even with La République, a claim that is entirely untrue and contrary to the principles guiding Amazonia's struggle. Such misrepresentation is a form of contextual deception, where a truthful statement is reframed to distort its meaning. This tactic is just as harmful as creating false content, as it manipulates perceptions while appearing credible due to its basis in a real event. Now take a listen to the original speech of the president with context. Let's take a listen.
Let me call for a ceasefire here. Let us declare a ceasefire on all our forums from today to December 31st. Reach out to your brothers and sisters, encourage them, pray for each other, and reconcile any differences. Readmit those who have been expelled and extend a hand of fellowship to your fellow comrades. Love is stronger than hate. If you are admin in any forum where individuals still post content insulting the president or anyone, you must call them to order or delete their posts and address the issues with them. Otherwise, you are part of the problem. You are not innocent. You are guilty by association. Today should mark a new beginning. Let us choose unity in purpose while we can. It is easier to reconcile within a marriage than to remarry your ex. Just look at how many of those who fired me yesterday are today yearning for collaboration with us. In conclusion, as we press forward, let us choose our words and our actions wisely. Remember that we bear the hopes and dreams of the nation. Together, let us keep pressing the forward gear and not the stop and the reverse gears until our dreams of a sovereign Amazonia become a reality. Let us strive until we reach Boya, until the souls of our heroes are avenged by the reward of our freedom, until truth and justice prevail, and until Amazonia is totally and unconditionally free. Viva our Amazonian State Armed Forces. Viva the Federal Republic of Amazonia. And God will surely bless our beautiful country. Thank you for coming.
Now you get the message in its entirety, but taken out of context, you can imagine the damage and misinformation going on. This deliberate twisting of President Sacco's words has far-reaching consequences. First of all, looking at eroding the trust in leadership. misinterpreting the president's call for peace internally as a demand to disarm against La République sows distrust amongst Ambazonians, potentially weakening the collective resolve, jeopardizing the liberation efforts by creating the illusion of a ceasefire proposal. The manipulation could leave Ambazonia's defenders, the Amazonian State Army, vulnerable to attack as La République continues its aggressive campaign. It also fosters division. With such misinformation, it pits Ambazonians against one another, diverting attention from the true enemy, the colonial regime of La République. Well, President Sacco has always upheld the position that the struggle for Ambazonia's independence cannot be compromised, and it calls for peace must include guarantees that La République will cease its aggression, a condition that has not been met. Asking Ambazonians to stand down while the aggressor remains armed is not only illogical, but also dangerous, undermining the self-defense measures that has been vital to the survival of Ambazonia as a whole. Now, we know the struggle for liberation, Ambazonia's fight for freedom, is rooted in decades of systemic oppression, exploitation, and the denial of basic rights, human rights, under La République's colonial rule. The Amazonian State Army was not formed to instigate conflict, but to defend against relentless attacks on Ambazonian lives and livelihood. The notion of a unilateral ceasefire is incompatible with the reality on the ground, where La République continues its acts of violence with impunity. President Sacco's leadership reflects a commitment to justice and self-determination, and his call for internal peace should be seen as an effort to strengthen Ambazonia's resolve, not as a capitulation to the colonial forces. The struggle is indeed about unity, dignity, and the unwavering pursuit of independence. Well, I'll rephrase, it is about unity of purpose. Well, as Deacon Tassang Wilfred highlighted, the manipulation of information is a long-standing tactic in warfare. And in today's digital age, it has evolved into more sophisticated forms, including contextual deception. Misrepresenting a leader's words can also be just as destructive as fabricating them, as it exploits trust and spreads confusion within such a movement as that of Ambazonia. Ambazonians' media platforms like SCBC TV and other TV play, like ABC Amba TV, I beg your pardon, plays a crucial role in countering these tactics. To combat such manipulation, the Amazonian community must verify and contextualize. Always seek the full context of statements before accepting or sharing them. Strengthen information security by protecting sensitive discussions and ensuring that key messages are clear and resistant to misinterpretation. And to educate the public, of course, raise awareness about how media manipulation works and why unity and vigilance are essential. While looking at the united front against such deception, Ambazonia's strength lies in its unity of purpose, and its commitment to truth. The distortion of President Sacco's speech is only a reminder of the lengths to which La République and its agents will go to undermine the liberation movement. But of course, such tactics can only succeed if Ambazonians allow themselves to be divided, just like President Sacco was talking against. By standing together, verifying informations, and rejecting manipulation, the people of Ambazonia can ensure that their struggle for independence remains focused and resolute. The liberation of Ambazonia is not just a battle of arms, but a battle of narratives and truth. It's the most powerful weapon, and that cannot be stolen away from Ambazonians. I think at this juncture, we hand over back to Mr. Patty King and his panelists back in the studio.
That was clinical star smart. It was as smart as your name.